Welcome back to Learn Responsive Design on Codecademy. This lesson, Scaling Images and Videos. And it says, many websites contain a variety of different media, like images and videos. When a website contains such media, it's important to make sure that it's scaled proportionally so that users can correctly view it. We have here a class container with 50%, height 200 pixels, overflow set to hidden. We have an image inside of that container class that will get max width of 100%, height, auto, and display block. So in the example above, container represents a container div. It's set to a width of 50%, half of the browser's width in this example, and a height of 200 pixels. Setting overflow to hidden ensures that any content with dimensions larger than the container will be hidden from view. The second CSS rule ensures that images scale with the width of the container. Height property is set to auto, meaning an image's height will automatically scale proportionally with the width. Finally, the last line will display images as block level elements rather than inline block, their default state. This will prevent images from attempting to align with other content on the page, like text, which can add unintended margin to the images. It's worth memorizing the entire example above. It represents a very common design pattern used to scale images and videos proportionally. Note, the example above scales the width of an image or video to the width of a container. If the image is larger than the container, the vertical portion of the image will overflow and will not display. To swap this behavior, you can set max height to 100% and width to auto, essentially swapping the values. This will scale the height of the image with the height of the container instead. If the image is larger than the container, the horizontal portion of the image will overflow and not display. Instructions. First, in style.css, set the overflow property in image container to hidden. Run your code. Take a look at the images once more. At this point, the images partially display. In reality, what we've done is constrain them to the dimensions of their container, and that would be the image container class. Any part of the image that overflows out of the container will be hidden from view. This will set us up to scale them proportionally. So we go here, style.css, image container is here. We want to set it overflow to hidden. And again, our image container, if we look here, it is this div that wraps around this market image. So this is before, and now if we run our code, which set overflow to hidden, run this, and now we can see it's partially displaying the image. In reality, like it says here, we've constrained them to the dimensions of their container. 2, resize the width of the browser back and forth. Notice that the images expand and contract to show more or less of the image. Instead, let's display the full image at all times. Let's look at that real quick. We see more of it, we see less of it. In style.css, set the maximum width in image container image to 100%. This will ensure the full image is always displayed. So we go here, in here, set max width 100%. Let's run this. And now the full image is displayed. 3, great work. Take a look at the images on the web page again. They've been greatly improved. Next, we'll want to make sure the images automatically remain in proportion when the browser is resized. In image container image, set the height to auto. So we have image container image height auto. Run this. So the images should remain in proportion when the browser is resized. So fourth, within the same CSS rule, set the display to block. So back in here, set display to block. This will instruct images to behave as block level elements, and it just makes scaling easier. So again, still looking nice, scales nicely. And like it says here, it's really important to look at this and understand it, because it is a design pattern that is used in creating responsive websites. You need to make sure your images scale as browser increases in size and decreases, and this design pattern helps us achieve that. And that was scaling images and videos on Codecademy's Learn Responsive Design course. I'll see you guys on the next one.